Hello and welcome to Thomas Geiger Car. Today with a brand new Honda ZR-V, a car that sits between the small HR-V and the somehow big CR-V and will compete against all the other SUVs in the compact segment, like the Volkswagen Tiguan, the Renault Captur, the Ford Kuga, to name just a few. If you want to know what to expect from that vehicle that will hit the European roads later that summer, join me on my first test drive and I'll tell you all about it. If we look at the design of the ZR-V, we realize the time of the rugged, bold SUVs is gone. This car is a crossover that's made for the city. It is soft, it is round, it is friendly, not too aggressive, but sadly nothing that could catch the eye. Size-wise, it's also made for the city. It's 4.57 m in length, the wheelbase is a little less than 2.60 m, much bigger than the HR-V, a little smaller and much lower than the CR-V, right to fit into a dense city. And big enough to give you lots of room on the rear seat. If we take a look on the back, there is enough room to sit two adults. Bad thing, the trunk isn't the biggest at all. Roughly 360-370 liters, depending on the trim level. That's less than a Volkswagen Golf and most of all, less than you have in a Volkswagen Tiguan. But still enough to fit two suitcases, a bag, a duffel bag, a weekender. So you're good to go for the weekend. If you want to go on a long summer holiday with your family, you better take the CR-V. When it comes to driving, the ZR-V is as inconspicuous as it looks. It drives just fine, but there's really nothing that catches you and that makes your heart go boom. We're talking about a system power of 180 horsepower, obtained by the combination of an electric motor and a 2-liter 4-cylinder petrol engine that is running in the very fuel-efficient Atkinson cycle. We're having a battery that is very quick in charging and deploying the energy, so we have lots of electrical support, which gives the car quite a bit of punch when you start it off. But top speed is less than 180 kilometers per hour, so again, not really pulse racing. But Honda has done quite a bit of work since they got beaten for their hybrid systems for years and years because they feel so artificial. Now they have made a system with a simulated gearbox that gives you the feeling you're driving a conventional car with a conventional automatic drivetrain, which works pretty well. I even have shift pedals and can do like I'm shifting. When it comes to suspension and steering, there is at least a bit of the old Honda spirit left, and the car goes around the corners pretty well. As I said, it's not a driver's car, it's more a soccer mom's or a Pampers bomber car. It's a family car for an urban atmosphere that just brings you from A to B without too much excitement. If you're really into driving fun in that segment, you should go for a BMW X2, for example, and definitely not for the new Honda ZR-V. But if you're looking for a car that brings you safe and sober from one place to the other, that might be the perfect choice for you. And hey, if driving is just a necessity, let's talk about the interior, and that is not too bad at all. Also, nothing that catches your eyes, but a lot of attention to the detail. The air condition, for example, has these hidden vents so you don't see where the air is coming from, looking pretty cool. And the material is really fancy because Honda has put some tiny bits of glass in the plastics that cover the dashboard and the doors and the center console, and that gives the material a shine and a twinkle, almost diamond-like. That is pretty well done, I think. And there is another detail The center console is something I really like because it looks like a bone. You have lots of storage capacity. You can put lots of things in there. You have lots of charging capacity, USB A and C, and it just has a great look. Talking about great looks, the rest of the cockpit is a bit outdated. We have a pretty small screen that at least incorporates Apple CarPlay and Android Auto pretty well. And we have a cluster instrument I haven't seen for a while. Yes, there is a digital display within, but there is also an analog speedometer. You would love to have that in a sports car when it comes to pure driving pleasure, but in a vehicle like that, it kind of feels like from yesterday. Thank you for joining me on that first test drive with the new Honda CR-V, a car that really closes the gap between the small HR-V and the kind of big CR-V, and a car that combines the versatility of an SUV with the driving fun of a sedan like we know it from the Honda Civic. So for Honda, it's the perfect fit. The only problem is it's one too many SUVs in that segment, and this car has nothing to stick out. It looks okay, but not to remember. It drives good, but nothing that raises your pulse. And the hybrid powertrain is interesting, technology is really great, efficiency is good, but in the age when everybody is talking about pure electric driving, this car kind of feels outdated. So yes, Honda customers will love it. Will this car conquer customers from Volkswagen, from Kia and Hyundai? I doubt. Thank you, 谢谢, 再见, and goodbye.